But we have to get our shit together.
Bruh.
Fighters are not daring to be great.
Bruh.
And we are stuck accepting mediocre fights.
Come on, man.
Look, being a fighter and now a promoter, knowing the ins and outs because I'm in it, I have to say it's the fighters who are killing the sport. People try to blame the promoters or the managers, the trainers. No, it's the fighters. I was one, and I can tell you that if my camp urged me to fight someone and I wanted to fight somebody else, we were going to fight who I wanted to fight. The fighters today don't think they're getting paid enough, or they're scared of taking an L. For example, look, back in the day, Arturo Gotti and Mickey Ward weren't the most popular fighters and weren't getting paid the most during their time, but we respect them today because they fought their hearts out and came back for another day. The UFC fighters, they get paid peanuts and they go out on their shields. They fight like motherfuckers. But in boxing,
Bruh.
we know the outcome of the big fights these days before the fight even starts.
Bruh.
Look at the Canelo fight. Edgar Berlanga went on a month-long victory celebration because he lasted 12 rounds. He fucking lost and acted like it was a good thing.
Get some help.
This is where we're at because it comes from the top. Look at the 90s. You had Brian Tyson, Chavez, myself, Trinidad. We were warriors. We fought everyone. We created sexy mega fights that everyone looked forward to watching. We were like the 90s supermodel with the beautiful legs and tight athletic bodies. We were like Kate Moss. In the 2000s, boxing had Mayweather, and it became boring and defensive for a decade, just like Paris Hilton in the early 2000s.
Bruh.
And most recently, we have Canelo,
Bruh.
who is the most boring but most popular boxer today.
Bruh.
Just like Kim Kardashian,
Bruh.
who everyone wants to be like.
Bruh.
She has no personality, yet makes tons of money. So essentially, Canelo is the king of the fattest, sloppiest, nastiest BBL era.
It's your host, F. Merritt, Pound for Pound Sports Entertainment. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Listen, salute to Oscar De La Hoya, man. He's calling out everybody in the boxing game. He's really giving you a blueprint and a breakdown of why the fans are not getting the fights that we want, ladies and gentlemen. Damn, I look crazy. Yeah, why the fans not getting the fights that we want, and he's blaming it on the fighters because these fighters don't want to fight each other. It is what it is. But I feel like the only way that this is really kind of accurate. Now, let's say Oscar is telling the truth. You as a promoter, right? There's certain guys on even your promotional team that you need to be calling them out. It needs to. I think like the only way that this whole thing can be corrupted and finally ended within boxing is the fans have to come out and be like, you know what? We're not watching these guys until you fight this guy, till you give us the fights that we want. We have to literally go fight by fight basis, and they have to see the viewership come down. That's why we're getting these garbage fights that we're getting within the game, because you guys are gonna watch it anyway. Who cares? You know? So that the fans need to take a stance. The promoters need to take a stance. Understand they have a network budget that they get, and they have to, distribute that amongst their fighters. Well, if the network ain't giving the budget, or maybe it's a contract renewal type of year, and the network wants to see bigger fights, this, that, and the third, well, then guess what? It's gonna be pressure on the promoters to holler at these fighters to put pressure on them to make the fights happen. So that's gonna be a trickle down effect within your own promotional company. And I'm only talking. We'll say Bob Arum. We'll say PBC and all the promoters over there. Let's say Oscar De La Hoya, Eddie Hearn. Just to name a few. And there's so many promoters out here, but these are the most prominent names in the sport of boxing that kind of really run the game, to be honest with you. But the promoters got to come out and tell the fighters, listen, you know what? You're not fighting until you're fighting this dude. We're not gonna put you in no tune-ups, no nothing. This is your fight. The numbers have lined up. The network wants to fight. Everything's on the table. Or you know what? If the fighter still is like, yo, no, I got this. I'm not ready, or blah blah blah. Cool. Come out and tell the media. Come out and tell the fans, this is why this fight is not happening. I have yet to see a promoter come out and actually call their own fighter out and be like, yo, well, you know what? Bob Arum does it sometimes. Bob Arum's, he's a little bit too honest sometimes to his, to his detriment to a degree, but it is what it is. He may not be, he may not have all of the information on certain things, but hey, at least he lets the fans know this is why these fights are not happening. This right here. So salute to Bob Arum, salute to Oscar De La Hoya, Eddie Hearn. I'm just tired of the back and forth. I'm tired of these public negotiations. I'm tired of these fights that we don't care about and then they try to put it on pay-per-view. I'm tired of wasted time, because guess what? You're not doing nothing. You're not doing boxing fans a favor by prolonging, marinating these fights. You're letting other people, the Jake Pauls of the world, and salute to Jake Paul because he handles his business. He's a great businessman. He's putting other fighters on. He's fighting often and more than all these other fighters, and he's making money. So salute to Jake Paul. But what I'm saying is, the boxing purists are so mad at a Jake Paul or a bare knuckle or all these other things going on, or was it the X series that KSI has and all this stuff? You guys, if you guys would just give us the big fights and be entertaining and be consistent, you wouldn't leave the door open for anybody else to come in. So anyway, salute to Oscar De La Hoya for really coming out and telling, giving the blueprint and breaking down why the fans are not getting the fights that we want, man. It's very unfortunate, but like I say, everybody has to play their part. The fans have to do their job in protesting. The promoters got to come out and tell the truth about certain things and really tell, their fighters the truth, tell the fans the truth, tell the media the truth of why these fights are not happening. And the network has to do their job of being like, you know what, we're not going to give you no money till we get what we want to. Because at the end of the day, there's no way possible these networks are happy at some of these fights that they're getting. Let's be honest. They're not big fights. They're just filling a slot till we find something else that's more popular, and it doesn't really matter. None of these fighters are superstars. The biggest names in boxing, let's be honest, it's Canelo. We'll say Gervonta Davis. I'll say Terrence Crawford. Other than that, I don't really know nobody. Anthony Joshua's kind of on his probably maybe a year or two out of the game. You know what I'm saying? So let's throw Anthony Joshua in there. That's it after that. That's it. Canelo's probably going to be gone in 2 years. Max. He's out of there. Tank. We hear the constant arguments about Tank, this, that, and the third, him not fighting the names that they want to fight, but hey, he's doing a good job. But, I'm just saying there's not many names in the sport of boxing as far as superstars, man. It's really not. So, hey, all these, like I say, all these things, the fans, promoters, networks, they all got to get together, handle their business, and we all got to take a stance if we want the big fights and we want boxing to consistently continue to grow. That's all I'm saying. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Salute to Oscar De La Hoya. The link will be in the description below. You guys check it out. Once again, I'm going to say it again, hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button. When I post it, you get it. It's your host, F. Merritt, Pound for Pound Sports Entertainment. I'm out.